As entrepreneurs, we are always focusing on the things that we need to do. In this video, however, I'm going to cover 15 things that entrepreneurs that are successful do not do to be successful. So 15 time wasters, if you will. I'm excited to get to it. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk about as a time waster, as an entrepreneur, is jobs that should be delegated. Okay, so a lot of times when we are going through this entrepreneur journey, guys, it doesn't come with a handbook. We don't know exactly what we should be doing. So we continue doing the things that we always did, which is everything. Right? So there's probably a time in your life, if you're like me, where you are a procrastinator or a non-producer. Now, all of a sudden, you got this urge of energy. You have this big goal and you're like, okay, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to go for the goal. So now you become from a couch potato to a high achiever. And in the midst of that, there is a lot of learning. And I don't know about you, but one thing that I suffered from is doing the jobs that aren't serving me. For example, for me, like cleaning my house, doing chores that I could delegate for the house so I can be working on my business. But more importantly, hiring the right people so I can delegate. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're not hiring people, if you're still mailing out your own mail, or you are, still typing up all the contracts, doing all the customer service, look, man, we've all done that. I'm a big proponent of the fact that you have to know all sides of the business before you can delegate. Here's what I'm saying, though. Do not forget to delegate when the time is right. Okay? So the biggest time wasters that you will have, one of the biggest, is doing the jobs that you should not be doing. So make sure you invest back in your business, invest back in people so you can free up your time, so you can do the high achieving money making activities. Whether that's talking to clients in sales, selling contracts, or business development, going out and getting more business, or making your business product or service better. Get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go on to number 2. Blame. It is easy to blame, but it's a huge time waster. One of my core values, if you watch the video that I did on my core principles, one of my core principles is to take 100% responsibility. I didn't always do that. Actually, for most of my life, I blamed life. I blamed other people. I blamed my circumstances. Here's what happens, though. When we play the blame game, let's say something happens in your office. You didn't get a contract that you wanted. Now it's somebody else's fault. Or your business, let's go more general, right? Let's go more general. Your business is not where you want it to be. It's the end of the year. You did a reflection of the year, and your business was nowhere near what the goals that you made for it. Okay. Now, you can blame the world, or you could take 100% responsibility. And I'll tell you something. When you take responsibility and you stop pointing the finger, magic happens. Because you actually have a game plan to fix it. If you blame the world, then the world is responsible and the world has to fix it. If I blame myself and see how I can get better, now I actually have the power in my own 2 hands to say, okay, Rick, that didn't go the way you wanted to. You didn't react the right way. You didn't advertise enough. You didn't hire the right people on the bus. Whatever the case may be, now I can go ahead and say, okay, I'm not going to do that next year. But if I'm blaming the world, I'm counting for other people to fix my problems. It's not going to work. Let's go on to number 3. When you're in business, a lot of the times we spend our time worrying about being out of business. That's a huge time waster. Sitting around in your office in your virtual environment, wherever you conduct your business, thinking, oh, wow, I'm going to go out of business. Or listening to the media, interest rates are so-and-so, the market is so-and-so, the tariffs are here, economy is bad, or economy is great, whatever it is. Now, when we focus on that, we keep focusing on getting out of business, you start placing doubt. And when you start placing doubt in your head, you actually are attracting doubt in your life. Man, if you do what you're supposed to do on a daily, right? Let's say you're focusing on sales, and the thing that you need to do daily is prospect, talk to people. If you do that with the right articulation and you worked on your skills for a long enough period of time and you don't quit, you're going to reach success. So instead of worrying about being out of business, I suggest you forget about the outcome totally. Don't worry about the outcome. The outcome's done. You can't control it. Only God could control that. All you could control is the daily work that you put in. So instead of worrying about that, just push it off the table, which leads me to point number 4, which is paranoia. Kind of touching base on the similar point that I just did. Being paranoid all the time. Bringing your past beliefs into your present day. If you were a person that, got taken advantage of by others, friends, relationship, you bring that same untrustworthiness into business. And when you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you're trying to be a leader, there is an element of trust. First of all, you have to trust yourself to make the right decisions. And when you are growing and scaling, you have to trust others and delegate your vision to them. And you have to be a good enough leader to sell them on the group vision, bringing the best version out of them so they can bring the best version out of your vision. Hopefully that makes sense. There's gold in that. But if you're filled with paranoia comes from negativity. It comes from negative thoughts. So if you're paranoid in your business, and a lot of us are, right? Like, for example, simple example. Oh, if I do this marketing piece and I share it with people, they're going to steal it. Yeah, but if you don't share it with people, no one's going to know about your marketing. And that was the whole point about marketing. Let people steal it, right? Or if I throw this event and I don't have 15 security guards checking registration or people in the front making sure that they bought a ticket, that's paranoia. Throw the event. If 500 people come to your event and somehow 10 people get in free, all good, man. Blessings. Whatever. You can't be so paranoid and oversaturate people and have a big lineup because you're triple, quadruple checking their registration, making sure their name tag. Nah, man, let it flow. Let's go. Let's go next. All right. So it's a huge time waster. Number 5, worrying about the competition. Worrying about the competition can drive you nuts. Okay, because when you're focused and you're doing your duty, you should be worrying about the task at hand. Now, you can have competition in your business as an entrepreneur, and I think that's a good thing because your competition, they fuel up your juice. They juice you up, they fuel you up. You want to go out there, you want to fight, you want to win. That's good. So if you have somebody, man, as a younger entrepreneur and as an entrepreneur today, I have people that I want to say, yo, okay, I think I could catch you. And a lot of times I'm looking back, I'm like, I just passed you, my guy. And I did. And I thought I never would. Well, he thought I never would. I always believed in myself that I would. It was just a matter of time. And now I'm going on to the next competition. That is healthy. But worrying about competition and what they're doing and making that fearful for yourself, that's not good. That's going to cause you to quit the game, okay? So that's a huge time waster. Number 6 goes without saying, scrolling on social. Scrolling on social. A lot of us in the office at the time of business when we're supposed to be rocking and rolling, crushing, killing our competition. We're just scrolling. Oh, wow. Look what they're wearing. Oh, Jill and John, they just bought a nice little house. Oh, wow. Okay. Holy, can you believe how much weight Samantha lost? Damn. Oh, can you see how much weight that person gained? Guys, who cares? Tunnel vision. We got to go tunnel vision. Scrolling on socials is not going to change what you need to become. I say you stack your habits. Only go on social if you did X amount of prospecting. For example, only go on social while you're on the treadmill. I'm getting fit and I'm walking on the treadmill and going social. Like stack your habits, Only go on social, but right before, during this time, right after dinner, an hour after dinner. It's not going to change. I suggest you do it when the day is over and you can do your catch up. I know it's important. Social media is important. I'm not saying it's not important, especially if you're in sales. It's a great way to keep in touch with people, with your past clients or get new clients. Guys, social media is important. You should be using it, not abusing it. All right? There's a big difference. Number 7, being cheap. Being cheap. When you are a business owner and you come from a lack of money, like I did, it's very easy to be judged by other people thinking that you're cheap. I get it. I know you're not really cheap. You're just very fearful because now that you finally got money, you don't want to lose it all. And your mentality before you became an entrepreneur, before you understood scaling, you just thought you should hold on to money. Because now that you finally have it, there's some security having more numbers in your bank account. You feel good. You walk different. For someone to say, hey, in order for you to go higher, you got to take that money because that money in your bank account is just wasting. You got to go invest it. And the best place to invest it is in yourself and the other people on your team. So when it's time to scale, don't be cheap when hiring people on your team. Don't be cheap when advertising and marketing. You have to do that in order to scale. Money is there to be used as a tool to go and scale. I know that is probably one of the hardest lessons for an entrepreneur to learn. At least it was for me. I get it. Here I am. I finally make a little bit of coin. And now I'm like, damn, that marketing expensive. Oh my God, I have to hire a second, third person here. That can be expensive. I start thinking my salary. Don't think like that. Don't be cheap. Be smart. Hire the right people. But when you get the right people, for example, make sure you keep them, overpay them. Because to keep getting a new admin, that is more costly than actually getting a good one, sticking with them, paying them more instead of all that turnover. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. Let's go to point number 8. Thinking about the bad things that happen, thinking about the people that left. Let's put it that way, right? So let's say you run a big organization like I do, right? I run a huge team here. I think, today we're at about 600 people on the team. Like it's pretty big, right? I run a real estate business. So my team is inclusive of lawyers, mortgage brokers, all that. A huge sales team. The bulk of that number is the real estate sales agents that have, come onto the company. So people are coming and going constantly. There's going to be turnover. I'm not going to sit here and tell you people have never left my company. Look, man, at the time of this recording, the real estate sales market is not in the best economy right now. It's probably the worst I've seen. So people they need to go get other jobs. People are leaving the industry. So what I'm saying is, or if you're running let's talk about an internal team and like one of your best admins left, or your inside sales agents left, or one of your best outside sales agents. Guys, your outside sales agents are always constantly going to leave because when they get good, they probably want to start their own thing. Salespeople are heavily recruited. The point of this is, though, you can't keep thinking about the people that left. It's all good. What you should be doing is you should be thanking the time you had together wish them the best, and have confidence enough that you will rebuild even stronger. Look forward to the universe and the people that they bring you in the future. Be confident in, okay, everything happens for a reason. Thank you for our time together. I wish you well. Hey, doors always open if you want to come back. And then the vision should be, all right, God, what you got in store for me? Because I know there's better things coming, right? That's a little bit of attracting the right thing. So don't worry about the people that left. It's a huge time waster. Another time waster is that water cooler talk in the office, or those time wasters in the office, because you know they just come here to the office to talk and to socialize and to talk to the coworkers. Y'all, I got things to do. So if you're going to spend, an hour by the water cooler or by the coffee machine in the kitchen of the office, and you're going to talk about yesterday's basketball game or, the wedding that you got smashed at this weekend, that's cool, man. I'm not going to tell you how to do your life. Don't bring that shit to me. Please. I have a way around that now. Before that was the hardest thing for me because I'm a people pleaser, right? People come in, they're telling me, and these are sometimes people on my team or whatever. When they're on my team, it's easier for me to say, hey, man, let's just get back to work. But let's say, they're just talking about, hey, you know what, da-da-da-da-da, and I'd be like, and in my back of my mind, I was like, okay, when is this person going to shut up because I got to do my work? Now it's very simple. I've grown. And you should grow too. Hey, Tim, listen, love to hear the story, but right now I got a deadline. I got to finish this, right? So, man, on your way out, just shut that door. I got to smash this out, and we'll catch up later. Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually, you can say that in a more inspiring way. Hey, Tim, man, listen, I gotta hit this. I got big goals this year. I got to hit these calls, and this is part of my time blocking that I got to do this. And I would love to hear your stories. I'll come get you when this session is done here, when my time blocking, when my prospecting is done, or when my video is done, whatever you got to do. It's okay. And you know what? They're going to walk out of this office, and they're not going to say, oh, that person's a jerk. They're going to say, man, maybe I should be doing that too. Okay? So those office wanderers, stay away from them. Okay, number 10, 15 time wasters of entrepreneurs. We're on number 10 now. Too many meetings, man. Everything doesn't have to be a meeting, and meetings don't have to be so long. When I get in the meeting, I'm a chalkboard guy. I'm a whiteboard guy. I'm like, okay, here's the objective. Here's the agenda. This is what we want. 3 things out of this meeting. Melissa, you go first. Tell me that. Da 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 da. Okay, man, we could get a very highly efficient meeting in a quarter of the time where people have these meetings. They come in, same thing, wasting time. Time is money. Let's go. And you don't have to have a meeting about everything. Oh, we're doing an event. We just did an event at the office. It was Women's Day. So we want to appreciate all the amazing women in our organization. We had, flowers and balloons and cakes and food and da-da. And it was awesome, right? But that was delegated, and I don't need to sit there and have a 2-hour meeting about what kind of cake we're going to get or what color the balloons are. I trust you. Go and do it. Everybody, hey, let's have a meeting about it. Okay. Oh, the interest rates just went up. Let's have a group meeting about it. Nah, man. We don't always have to have meetings. So a huge time waster is because people feel important in meetings. And one thing I want you to pay attention to in your next meeting is like a lot of people just love hearing themselves talk. It makes them feel important. So therefore, they just want meeting after meeting. Guys, don't get caught up in all those meetings, right? Have the meetings are important. I have them every day. They're in my calendar. I'm not saying meetings are time wasters. Too many unnecessary meetings and lengthy meetings are time wasters, all right? Number 11, I don't have to say too much more about this, but TV. if you know too much about every series, if you're watching Love is Blind from start to beginning in one day, I'm not saying we don't have our guilty pleasures. Like me and my wife, we like watching TV. I like watching TVs, especially on the weekend if I'm into a series or whatever. I'm not saying TV is bad, but do it at the time. It comes back to time breaking. Don't be watching in your office. Like right now, I'm making this video. My computer is open. Imagine my computer is open. People are walking by the office, and I'm actually watching Sopranos for the third time. I only watched it once, so second time. I'm just watching reruns of Soprano, reruns of Seinfeld. I'm watching The Wire. I'm watching Godfather 1, 2, and 3. And I'm pretending I'm working. Guys, that's what? Who are you fooling? Stop it. Social media, TV, there's no place for that when we're trying to reach our goals. There's no place for that when we're, entrepreneurs trying to hit our stuff. Guys, there's going to be amazing things. Like, here's what I want you to think about at the end of the day. When I was 9 to 5, I would give 8 hours a day, more than that. 1 hour traveling, 1 hour traveling back, 10 hours a day, which is 50 hours a week. That's not even covering overtime because I was an accountant. So imagine all the overtime I did. 50 hours a week for somebody else's dream. And under their watch, I couldn't do most of these things that I have on this list. But when it comes to my dream, I do this. Do we love the company more than we love ourselves? Do we love their dream more than we love our dream? Come on now. Let's get it. If you follow these things and you don't waste time, you're going to get it. I promise you that. I want you to get it. If you can't get it by yourself, I'm here with you every step of the way. If you like what I'm saying, let me know. Hit that like. If you love this channel, subscribe so I can keep going. Because if you guys don't like it, man, I'm not doing this. Why am I going to do this? I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for us. I want to give back. Right? And I don't know where this is going to go, but I want it to get big and I need your help. Guess what? Liking this video, subscribing to this channel is free. Doesn't cost you nothing. Have a heart and hit it. Please. It goes a long way for me. All right. So we talked about TV. Let's go to the 12th time waster I got here. Taking personal calls during work hours, man. Like, I understand. I have my phone during work hours. If my wife calls me, I have 2 sons. If they call me, I answer that phone. Okay? Because you don't know if it's an emergency or not. It's like, babe, everything good? I'm just, in a meeting. Yeah, everything's good. If it's important, she'll go on. But me and her, she's also an entrepreneur. She gets it. Say, okay, we'll talk when you get home. Right? The boys call, especially during school. The other day, my boy called me during school hours. I'm answering that. I was in a meeting. Pause the meeting. I'm like, guys, I would never do this, but I got to take this call. It's my son and his school hours. Everyone's like, yes, take it, because majority of them have kids and we do anything for a kid. So I answer the phone. I'm like, JJ, what's up? Sprained my ankle, Dad. Sprained my ankle pretty bad. He's on the basketball team at school. Okay. Let's pick you up. Arrange. Wife picked him up. It was done. Okay. But on the other side of the coin, I see people talking about the weekend and gossiping about their friends. Did you see what Michelle did? Did you see what she was wearing Saturday? Can you believe that? Her ex-boyfriend was there too, and she sat right beside him with her new fiance. I felt so bad for Tim. I felt so bad for him. My God. Yo, let's go. Let's go. Get rid of that. Hey, that stuff is fun. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not saying don't spill the tea or talk about the tea once in a while. Do that on the drive home. Hey, man, that's actually pretty interesting. I'm going to hit you up on the drive home. I got a 45-minute drive. Save 5 o'clock for me, Okay? Put it in the calendar if you have to. But, guys, no taking personal calls at work, all right? What's another time waster is focusing on home runs and not singles. When you're running a business, home runs are great. Like if you're in real estate, selling real estate, for example, sometimes, you're selling a huge commercial property or a luxury property and you're going to make like $300,000 in commission, right? I get it. I'm currently working on something that would give me $1.3 million in commission, and I'm not even on the field anymore, but I'm not going to give that up. right? For me, it's different because I'm getting paid in a whole bunch of different ways through my thing. But before, like if you're just starting in this journey, you do not want to just focus on home runs, because if those home runs don't hit, your whole year fell apart. So a big time waster is focusing on too many home runs. So you have to have a ratio. Hit your singles, hit your doubles, right? Let's say you want to go after some whales and you want to get some whale contracts. I get that. Have like 2 or 3 whales for the year, but have like 20, 30, 40 singles and doubles. Okay? Don't waste all your time on those 2, 3 whales, because if they don't hit, your whole year's done. That's a huge time waster. And as an entrepreneur, to waste a whole year and not make money because you were just going after the big contracts that didn't hit, those big home runs are the ones that fall apart the easiest. Okay, so that could be a time waster. I'm not saying don't do it, but have that ratio. We got 3 more here. Number 13. Actually, that's a lie. That was number 13. We got 2 more. Number 14. I threw this in there. Reading fictional books. Right? I think it's an entrepreneur, like an athlete really has to, watch the food that they put in their body, really exercise for their sport specific program that makes them jump higher or faster depending on what sports they're in, right? You got to go in on your sport. As an entrepreneur, it is very important to watch your fuel that you put in your body for energy and all that kind of stuff, but not as important as the athlete, but we should do that. But what is super important is leadership. Entrepreneurs need to be good leaders. And in order to be good leaders, there's so many awesome audiobooks out there for personal development, business, entrepreneurship, self-help, all that kind of stuff, spirituality, law of attraction, law of reciprocity. There's books on all that kind of stuff. So off hours, go ahead and read your fictional books. 50 Shades of Grey or whatever you want to do. But man, if you really want to consume, those are really time wasters. They're not going to get you going. They're not going to help you learn. They're not going to help you learn strategy or, reading a book like Atomic Habits or, Choose Your Enemies Wisely or Maximum Achievement. Those books are going to be so much more helpful than an entrepreneur than 50 Shades of Grey or whatever the case may be. So I would say, all these fictional books, they're probably time wasters. Do it on the Sunday, do it on the weekends, do it in the evenings, go for it. But don't do it during, to be optimal entrepreneur. Okay, last one. What do we got here? It's probably the best one. Too much partying, right? We all like to get loose once in a while, some better, more than others. Substance abuse is a huge thing in our society. Too much partying, man. I'm telling you, I've been there. I used to party all the time back in the day, every day. Oh, Monday's industry night, Tuesday's ladies night, Thursday is retro, Friday is hip hop, Saturday is old school house. I know everybody. I know the bouncers. I'm getting in. We're having fun. Maybe there was a time and place for that, but I haven't done that in a very, very long time. Right? Talk about decades. So what I'm saying is, I'm not judging you if you do that. I'm saying like there's a time and place. If you're partying too much and you're not getting sleep, you're wasting time. If you have an important meeting on Monday and you went to industry night on Sunday, or you partied with the boys, or you're home and you drank a 40 of Crown Royal, pass out on your couch, you're not going to be your optimal self on the Monday. So there's a time and place. So the rule that I have right now is I love celebrating. So I will celebrate, when it's time to celebrate. But partying excessively 2, 3, 4 times a week, guys, that's a huge time waster for an entrepreneur. Look, hopefully these 15 time wasters for entrepreneurs helped you, because this is something you don't want to do. Look, give this video some love. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed spending the time with you. I enjoy always sharing value with you. Share it back in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.